Yeah, explain. Bhumika, you're doing good. Very good. Because 3 is continuously going on. It is non-terminating, recurring and non-terminating. So generally, non-terminating. That is one example. Okay. And then, for example, if we have 1 by 4, what is 1 by 4? 1 by 4 is 0.25. So if it is terminating, so because it is terminating also, so we were taught that rational numbers are recurring and non-terminating. So I remember Daksh was giving a definition. Recurring and non-terminating, it's a rational number. Recurring, if it is non-recurring also, if it is terminating, then also it's a rational number. So please don't get into the impression that because it is recurring and non-terminating, it's a rational number. No, it's a rational number because it's in the form of P by Q. The only reason for a number to be in the form of P, the only reason for a number to be rational is it has to be in the form of P by Q. That's the only definition. And where Q is not equal to 0 and P and Q are integers. Is that clear in everyone's head? If yes, mention yes in the chat box quickly. I repeat what I'm trying to say. I'm saying a number is a rational number only if it is in the form of P by Q, where Q is not equal to 0 and P and Q are integers. That's the only definition. Okay. So the rest of the numbers which are not in the form of P by Q, are irrational numbers. So all real numbers, that means if you look at this number line, this is a real number ka number line hai. The number line that I have drawn here is the number line of real numbers. On this real numbers, there are some numbers which are not in the form of P by Q. Such numbers are irrational numbers. For example, root 5 is an irrational number. Don't worry. As we go forward, somewhere I'll explain you why. Can anyone prove me why root 5 is an irrational number? Anyone in this class knows it? How to prove root 5 is a rational number? Anyone? So for example, when I asked you, is 2 a rational number? When I asked you whether 2 is a rational number, what did you say? You said, sir, yes, sir, 2 is a rational number because 2 can be written as 2 by 1. When I asked you whether 0 is a rational number or not, immediately Bhumika said, yes, sir, because 0 can be written as 0 by 1. Therefore, it's a rational number. So now my question is, can you prove that root 5 is not a rational number?
Sir, because it cannot be written in the form of P upon Q.
How will you prove it? It cannot be written. Prove it for me. What is that you're writing? 5 power 1 by 2, which is not an integer. Oh, for a number to be, if it's not an integer, still it can be a rational number, right? So you know something like 1.33333333. Is it a rational number? Is 1.333333, is it a rational number?
It's automatically
it's not automatically. You're taught that if a natural number that doesn't have a square root, therefore it is irrational number. So it's not like that. I'm asking you to prove that root 5 is irrational. Okay, so I'll put it in a different way. So, when you calculate root 4, what is root 4? Square root of 4?
2.
So, therefore, what you are telling me is, sir, square root of 4, you got a square root. It's a perfect square. Therefore, it's a rational number. Because 2 can be written as 2 by 1. Therefore, it's a rational number. Great. Okay. So, now you are saying, sir, root 9 is also, if you calculate root 9, it will be 3. Therefore, because we have 3, it's a rational number. Because 3 by 1, it's a rational number. Great. Because it can be written in the form of P by Q. Yes or no? Yes? Brilliant. Now what you are telling me is, sir, root 5, the value of root 5 will be something which cannot be written in the form of P by Q. But how do you know? How do you know it cannot be put in the form of P by Q? 1 by 7. When you calculate the value of 1 by 7, you will realize it will be 0.142857, 142857, 142857. You will see when you calculate 1 by 7, the number will keep on repeating. It's recurring and non-terminating. So, but it is recurring. 142857, 142857, 142857 will keep on recurring because it is recurring. So here, but that is not the reason why it is rational number. It is a rational number because 1 by 7 is in the form of P by Q. So it's an observation. It's an observation that this number is repeating, it is recurring and non-terminating. So similarly, let me go back. Non-recurring, non-terminating. All irrational numbers are of the form non-recurring and non-terminating. That's an observation. But that is not the proof. Ah, that's nice. I like what Nimartha is writing. P by Q in root 5 are not relatively prime, maybe because of that. Very good, Nimartha. Very good. Let's understand that. Let me explain to the entire class why root 5 is irrational. Okay? So let's quickly do this. It's very interesting. Please concentrate. For you to understand this, you need to concentrate. If you understand this, it's very easy. Okay? Please concentrate. I hope you are able to see the board, all of you. So if we have root 5, your root 5, let's assume for a moment, it can be written of the form of P by Q. Let's assume that it can be written in the form of P by Q. And P by Q, where of course, P comma Q should be integers. They should be integers, where Q should not be equal to 0. And your P by Q should be in the standard form. Standard form in the sense, what is the standard form of a P by Q ratio? Here, there is no common multiple of P and Q. That means there is nothing common between P and Q. For example, if I have a number like say 3 by 6, is it a standard form? No. Basically 3 by 6 can be written as 1 upon 2. Now 1 by 2 is the standard form. Yes or no? Yes. So basically your P and Q should not have any common multiple. So they should not say their HCF should be 1. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. There is nothing common to P and Q. There is no multiple that is common to P and Q. Do you understand this? If yes, mention yes. All of you. Very good. Very good. Very good. Very
Yes, sir.
good. Brilliant. So let's concentrate now. So here with that basic assumption that P and Q, when they don't have common, we say P and Q are co-primes. I hope you heard this word. How many of you heard this word co-primes? Say yes or no. If you heard about co-primes, say yes. If you have not heard, say no. Because I need to know if entire class knows these terms. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense me explaining. If you don't know, I'll explain the term. If anyone doesn't know, please mention you don't know. What are co-primes? Is 9 a prime number? No. Very good. Is 35 a prime number? Is 35 a prime number? No. Very good. All of you know that 6 is not a prime number, 9 is not a prime number. But 6 and 35, are they co-primes? Are they co-primes? Very good. Very good. Yes, they are all co-primes. 6 and 35 are co-primes. Why they are co-primes? Because 6 is 3 into 2 and 35 can be written as 7 into 5. Is there any common multiple in them? Is there any common multiple between 6 and 35? There is no common multiple. Because there is no common multiple, they are called co-primes. So my next question for everyone, 6 and 9, are they co-primes? 6 and 9, are they co-primes? No, very good. So 6 and 9 are not co-primes because 6 and 9 have a common multiple called 3. 6 can be written as 2 into 3 and 9 can be written as 3 into 3. So there is something common between them, that is 3. That's the reason they are not co-primes. Whereas 6 and 35 are definitely coprimes. So here, our basic assumption now, let's come back to our irrational number. Root 5 is irrational. For us to prove, let us assume first. Let's assume that it's a rational number. If our assumption goes wrong, then that means it is irrational. So let's assume it can be written in the form of P by Q. And where P and Q are co-primes, that means there is nothing common between P and Q. Now let's continue. If root 5 is P by Q, squaring on both sides. If you square on both sides, can I write this as 5 is equal to P square by Q square? Can I write it as P square by Q square? Squaring on both sides. Root 5 square can be written as 5 P square by Q square. Okay, I need someone to work around with me. Otherwise, it will be very difficult for me to look at the, when I'm explaining a concept. Can someone come with me in the discussion? One of you, anyone can come with me. Anyone who wants to prove that root 5 is irrational to the class. Please come and help me. We'll solve together. One of you has to talk. Quickly. Who's coming? Or I'll have to shout. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, who wants? Okay. Nimarta, go ahead. So 5 is equal to P square by Q square. What's my next step? So I can cross multiply this?
Yeah.
So can I write P square is equal to 5Q square? Can you see that? I've just multiplied this on this side. That's it. Cross multiplication. Q square, I multiplied this side. So your P square is equal to 5Q square. So here there is a very interesting observation which I want everyone to learn. Please concentrate on this observation. Please concentrate on this observation. Now what is that observation, sir? Let me explain it here. Okay. Now that observation is, you can see that P square is 5 times of Q square. If a number is 5 times of a Q square, so can I say that from this, can I say that P square is a multiple of 5? Can I say P square is a multiple of 5?
Yes.
Yes, Nimarta, very good. I can say that P square is a multiple of 5. So how many of you know that if P square is a multiple of 5, we can also say that P is a multiple of 5? If P square is, from this, because P square is equal to 5 times of Q square, you can see P square is 5 times S Q. So I'm saying P square is a multiple of 5. Why I'm saying it's a multiple of 5? Say, for example, you have a number like, say, let's assume P square is, let's assume it is 5 into 30. 5 into, say, 9 for a moment. Just I'm saying P square is 5 into 9. If P square is 5 into 9 for a moment, I am saying, can I say it's of the forms of 5 into something, some apple, some monkey, some donkey. P square is 5 into K. From this, can I say that P square, if P square is 5 into K, can I say that P square, I'm saying is a multiple of 5. Can I say that or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Now my next statement is, if I know that P square is a multiple of 5, P square is a multiple of 5, can I say that P is also a multiple of 5? Okay. Okay. I got your point. Daksh. But I want you to think through. I'm saying if P square is a multiple of 5.
Sir, if P square we can take, sir, 25, then it will be, sir, 5. Sir, when we will do, sir, P square, please, sir, 25 square, sir, 25 square is equal to 5, sir, 5 and 5. 5 is a multiple of 5.
No, I did not understand. Can you repeat what you're saying? Hello? Bhumika, can you repeat what you said just now?
Sir, if we will take, sir, P square is equals to 25.
Okay, you are taking P square is equal to 25. Why are you taking it as 25?
Sir, 5 square, sir.
Why 25? That's what I'm asking you.
Sir, we are, sir, 25, we say 5 now, sir.
Okay. Okay. So you want to take p
Sir,
square is equal to, yeah, Nimarta.
can you hear me now
Yes,
clearly?
now we can hear you. Yes, go ahead.
So, sir, I think that we should take the smallest example. For example, 25 root is 5.
Correct.
So that both the square and the root, the number and the square, both are multiples of 5. So maybe we can assume that the numbers, or for example, 25 square.
Okay. Very good.
Even that is a multiple of 5. Both
Okay.
of the numbers.
Okay. Wonderful. Wonderful. You're thinking it so well. That's wonderful, Nimarta. Daksh, please concentrate what
Thank you,
Nimarta
sir.
is saying. So what Nimarta is saying is, what is the minimum square, which is a multiple of 5? So basically a number like say 25, right? A perfect square. Another perfect square, if you take p square, a square of a number is a multiple of 5, right? So a number like 25 is the basic number. So because square of a number is a multiple of 5. So perfect square, which is a multiple of 5, the basic number that we know is 25, right? So any perfect square which is a multiple of 5, is 5 a multiple of 5? No. Then you have 10, you have 15, you have 20. All these are multiples of 5, but they are not perfect squares. A perfect square which is a multiple of 5, the minimum number is 25. Then you have another number which is like, say, you have something like 625. So if you observe that, from that mathematics, you get to know that whenever a square of a number is a multiple of 5, here you can say that a perfect square, p square is a multiple of 5, then p will be a multiple of 5. Do you get that, Daksh? If you get it, say yes. Because Daksh, that's where your doubt was. So now, yeah, wonderful, wonderful. So p is a multiple of 5. Because now p is a multiple of 5, can I write p to be equal to some 5 times of some apple? I'm assuming p is equal to 5a, some multiple of 5. Some multiple, that a is some integer or natural number. So I'm assuming p is equal to 5 times of a. Now let's, from the basic assumption, this was our assumption. We got p square is equal to 5q square. Now we are assuming that p is equal to 5a. Now why we are assuming p is equal to 5a? Because we just understood that p is a multiple of 5 from our continuation. Because p is a multiple of 5, I am taking p is equal to 5q. Let me change the color so that you can follow from here. So let me remove this part for a moment. Okay. Now, if I put p is equal to 5a in the equation 1, in this first equation. So if I put p is equal to 5a, let's see what happens. 5a whole square, 5a whole square is equal to 5q square. You got 5, I have replaced p by 5a. Because I replaced p with 5a, now it has become 5a whole square is equal to 5q square. Your right hand side still remains same, 5q square. Now 5 square is 25. Now you got 25a square. You got 25a square is equal to 5q square. From here, you can see 5 ones are, 5 fives are. So from here, you got that q square. You can see from here, you can see that q square is equal to 5a square. I've just changed the sides, that's it. It's q square is equal to 5a square. Q square is equal to 5a square. Now look, observe this. Q square is equal to 5a square. Now we can see q square is a multiple of 5. You have realized just now that q square is a multiple of 5. Because q square is a multiple of 5, we know that q, now this implies, from here it implies that q square is a multiple of 5. Because q square is a multiple of 5, we already learned if a square of a number is a multiple of 5, it also implies that Q is a multiple of 5. So what did you get? You got to know that P is a multiple of 5. You also got to know that Q is a multiple of 5. But when we started the question, we know that P and Q are co-primes. We started with an assumption that P and Q are co-primes. Now you just realize that no, if I assume P by Q form, if I take that as a P by Q form, you just realize that our basic assumption that P by Q were primes, co-primes, is a wrong assumption. That means your root 5 cannot be in the form of P by Q. Because root 5 cannot be in the form of P by Q, it's an irrational number. It's an irrational